Hi guys, welcome to another You Pick the Card reading for Friday. The cards you have to choose from this week are, on the left is the Sasha Fenton Tarot, in the middle is the Mythic Tarot, the new Mythic Tarot, and on the right is the PoMo Tarot, which is a very, very interesting deck, as you can see. So take a moment and pick your card, and I'll be back with your special message. Okay, so if you picked the first card, the Sasha Fenton Tarot, you got the Four of Pentacles. And this deck is called a Marseille style deck, meaning that the minor arcana or the pips don't have really elaborate illustrations on them. They're just basically symbols, the pentacle symbols, and a very basic symbol here. So in this case it is a tulip, looks like a tulip, which is very appropriate considering it's March and spring is on the way. It's really starting to feel like spring here in Toronto. It's nice. It's very sunny today and I see things melting and it's great. So the Four of Pentacles is, in the Rider-Waite, the Four of Pentacles pictures a man who is sitting by himself outside a town. Looks like he's outside the town walls and he's clutching a pentacle to himself. He's got a couple of pentacles at his feet and I think one at his head. And basically it's thought of as the miser card. That's one way of one interpretation of this card. It's about somebody who is kind of hoarding what they have, who feels like their that opportunities or their material items are scarce, that money is scarce, that work is scarce, that food is scarce, that friendship is scarce. That basically it's a card of scarcity. It can be about scarcity and just kind of worrying that you don't have enough and you've got to really hold on tight to what you have. This could also relate to a relationship, It could mean that you are hanging on or clinging to a relationship that's not necessarily the best for you because you feel like there might not be anything better out there. So it's really feeling a sense of scarcity inside yourself, okay? Sorry, I just have to... I had an itch. Also, this can be a very positive card in the sense that it shows that you are, keeping your assets close to you. You're not squandering them. You're being very careful and cautious about what you have. So that is a good thing. But if you're in that mindset where you're feeling like, things are just kind of, like there's a lack in your life and you've really, really got to guard against it and maybe even be fearful of people, people might steal from you, either your resources or your energy. You might be afraid that people steal your energy from you and you're kind of avoiding people. Maybe you're feeling, a bit, how can I say this? Just maybe like you don't fit in or that you don't feel comfortable in a social situation, so you're kind of staying away. So it could relate to a number of things. So if any of these things are going on for you, if you are feeling scarcity, for example, remember that if you think negative thoughts, you're going to attract negativity towards you. So if you're in that mindset, always focus on what's positive. Focus on what you do have in your life. When you focus on the positives and, the good things that you have, those things tend to multiply. And conversely, the same is true. When you focus on the negative and what you don't have, that also multiplies. So if you're in that mindset, I would advise you to try to look at all the positives that you have. Look at what you do have. Even if you're living someplace where you know, you don't believe is the greatest, or you wish you could afford something better. Well, you will be able to in time. But until you do, you have a roof over your head, you've got food on the table, you know, look at the positives in your life. And just be careful. It's always wise to you know, to save your money and save some of your resources. But if an opportunity does come up, like for a great investment or something, you know, think about it. And also make sure that you leave room for fun, you know. Don't deny yourself fun. Don't deny yourself going out to the movies or to a restaurant because it's too expensive. I mean, yeah, you can't do it all the time. Not all of us can do it all the time. But don't like constantly deny yourself things, because, you know, that really breeds negativity and negative thinking, because you just kind of become a martyr when you get into that mode where, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, treat yourself now and then, okay? Don't hang on to it too hard. It's smart to save, but also know when it's time to allow yourself some fun and some leisure time, okay? And the next card is the Mythic Tarot, if you chose card number 2, and that is the Justice card reversed. And she is represented by the goddess Athena in this card, who is the Greek goddess of wisdom. She's one of my favorite goddesses. I love Athena. She's the one who sprang out of Zeus's head. The myth was that he got a really bad headache, and it got so excruciating that he grabbed a hammer. He grabbed the god Hephaestus's hammer, who is the god of forging and alchemy and stuff like that, I believe. Grabbed his hammer and split his head open, and she sprouted out of his head, and she became his favorite daughter, actually. So that is who is represented in this card, the goddess of wisdom, Athena. And the Justice card is all about truth. It's about seeing the facts. It's about seeing the black and white of an issue. As you can see, there's black and white tiles on the floor. And the truth isn't always black and white. There's a lot of permutations in there. There's a lot of subtleties with the truth. So on one hand, yeah, there's one side and the other side, and then there's, what's that phrase? There's your side and my side, and then there's the truth, you know? So there are, you know, there's variations on every side, okay? So this card is about looking at all sides of an issue and seeing the truth. And it can also be about karma. It can be about how you act and what comes back to you. And other people in your life, how they act and what comes back to them. It's all a cycle, you know, it's all kind of a wheel that goes around and around. And a lot of us can get trapped in these karmic patterns. Now this card came up reversed. And so this means that you are not really seeing the truth of a situation. You may not be seeing the truth of a situation. You may be denying the truth. You may be being deceived by somebody. You're not getting all the facts. You're not seeing clearly. Okay? So this card may be telling you to, if there's any doubts in your mind about something, a person or a situation, then really look into it further, I would say. And as I said, this card is about karma, and it is reversed. So how are you behaving? Are you proud of the way you're behaving? Are you treating people right? Are other people treating you right? If they're not, get rid of them. You do not need them in your life. So yeah, this card is really about looking at what's going on in a very objective way. You've got to remove your emotions from it and just see what the facts are. So this card is alerting you to that right now. Okay? And our final card, the PoMo Tarot. This is a super, super cool deck. Wow. And we got Major Arcana number 1, the Expert, which is the Magician in the Rider-Waite Tarot. This deck is really cool. Who's the artist? Hang on, I'm just going to see the artist here. It's so New York. His name is Brian Williams. It reminds me of like the MoMA, you know, the Museum of Modern Art, with all the great, you know, impressionistic art there. It's kind of got a very impressionistic feel to it, and it's a really fun and kind of freewheeling deck. And as I said, this is the Magician, and he's writing on the board. He's got some mathematics on the board there that he's writing. And he's also got all his tools. And in the Rider-Waite version of the card, that would be all the suits, the cups, the wands, the pentacles, and the swords. So the Magician is a fabulous card. It's all about being really, really adept at being able to create and manifest what you want in your life. It's realizing, it's bringing all your talents and all your skills and all your abilities together and using them to create what you want in your life. So this card, if you got this card is affirming for you that you have all it takes to get what you need and to create what you need in your life. It's telling you to go for it. Now, one negative aspect of the Magician that people, or the expert in this case, that people talk about, is they can be kind of Machiavellian, or just, you know, very, 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 very selfish and creating things for their own ends and not thinking about other people, you know. So it's great to know that you're a very powerful person and that you have all these abilities to create. But if you do realize all your gifts, use them wisely and don't use them in a negative way. Okay, I'm just going to look at this a little bit further here. And see how he's, you know, he's writing on the board. Like he could be either a student or he's teaching, but in this respect, I think he's a teacher. He is teaching. So this could even be telling you to share your skills with other people, share your knowledge and your abilities with other people, and teach them to do what you do. You know, if you've been thinking about that, well, this card is telling you it's the time to do that. You have what it takes. So yeah. Or even go to school, perhaps go to school and learn something that you've been wanting to learn, that you've been, a trade or a profession that you've been wanting to get into. This card could also be prodding you to do that and letting you know that you would be very successful at that. So this is a card all about success and power and manifestation, and it's a really, really wonderful, wonderful card. It's telling you you have got what it takes. Okay, so everybody, I hope you enjoyed our You Pick the Card reading. I am on my way to the Psychic Fair in Hamilton, as I've mentioned to you a couple of times already. I would love it if you could come out and see me. I will put the details in the description box below, and I hope to see you there. I think our weekly reading is going to be up late this week because I'm coming back from the fair on Sunday night, and I likely won't get it up until possibly Tuesday, so bear with me. I will get it up though. So anyway, have a great weekend, you guys. Click the like button if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I love all you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.